The world we live in requires great courage and patience. Those with great courage but little patience tend to kill or be killed. Those with great courage as well as great patience will tend to survive. But the great integrity never judges you for whatever path you happen to take. The great integrity never strives but always fulfills itself, never is commanded but always responds, never is summoned but always appears, never is impatient but all is done on time. People do not fear death. People do not fear death when they are forced to live in hopeless misery. Thereby the executioners are no threat to fearless rebels who dare to make trouble. They might even execute the executioners. When people do fear death, they do not defy the executioners at first, but how long can the killings go on before those who fear death also become fearless? Then they too might execute the executioners. By that time, the only ones left who might serve as the executioners would be the people themselves. However, it is said that those who hew wood in place of skilled carpenters are likely to cut their own hands. Why are the people so hungry? Because their grain is devoured by the rich in taxes. That is why the people are starving. Why are the people so rebellious? Because the government deprives them of their liberties and rights. That's why the people are rebellious. Why do the people not fear death? Because their lives are made so miserable that death seems no worse than life. Thus no one enjoys the treasures of life, neither the rich, who squander their humanity, nor the government, which tyrannizes the people, nor the people who have nothing to gain from life. When we are born, we are soft and supple, but when we've perished, there's no more tenderness to be cherished. When plants are young, they are pliant and fragile. When they die, as they lose their green, they wither and dry. The sharp sword and knife tryst always with death, while love without strife is an ever-devoted disciple of life. An inflexible army seals its own fate. When a tree branch grows brittle, it easily snaps, whether long or little. Wherever you go, the rigid lie low, while the weightless in the sky and all that is gentle fly boundlessly high. The way of the great integrity is like stringing a bow, pulling down the high and lifting up the low, shortening the long, lengthening the short, to take from the excessive and give insufficiency support. How opposite to our social norms, which increasingly impoverish the poor to further enrich the rich, who do not need any more. How can we gather the world's wealth to create abundance for all in need? Through rediscovering the great integrity by acting without praising the deed. Nothing in the world is softer and weaker than water, yet there is nothing better for subduing all that is harder and stronger. Everyone observes how weak overcomes strong, how gentleness overcomes rigidity, yet this principle is seldom put into conscious practice. Though some may say it is useless to accept responsibility for the calamities and toxicities of the world, taking such responsibility might put us on the road to the great integrity. Just remember that truth often masquerades as falsity, and falsity as truth. Harboring a resentment is sure to leave some resentment behind. How can this be good? It cannot. Therefore, the wise accept all responsibility. Although those who hold the power keep blaming and bleeding the people. The violated great integrity blames no one. Once achieving the great integrity, we will all function with a pure heart. Let us fashion small states with few inhabitants who, without stress, can produce more than they require, who are so happy with their lives that they have no thought of migrating elsewhere, who inherit weapons and armor but no need to use them, who return to honest forms of communication and the simple enjoyments of an ecological way of life. Although these states may be so close to each other that they hear the barking of each other's dogs and the crowing of each other's cocks, living contentedly, they will have no need to invade each other's space. Profound words are not clever. Clever words are not profound. Wise people are not quarrelsome. Quarrelsome people are not wise. Those who are intelligent are not ideologues. Those who are ideologues are not intelligent. The enlightened never hoard anything. They share their possessions. The more they give, the greater their abundance. The great integrity is the physician of the universe, who heals without harming, and who acts without contention.